Will from Practical Performance Car here. I'm here with Mick Ward and his Simca Rallye 2 from 1975. Mick, how long have you had this?
Since 2003.
Right. And you're a bit of a Simca fan, it's fair to say, isn't it?
That's putting it mildly.
How many have you got?
I've got 6 at present.
Right, just 6.
I've probably had about 30 Simca thousands since the mid-80s.
And that's even more incredible when you bear in mind that there's how many of these in the country? 2?
There's only 2 of the Rallye 2 model, which were never sold new here.
Oh right, so this is an import?
This is an import. They sold the Rallye 1, which was like a devalued version, which is all they let the UK market have.
Okay, now a lot of people won't even know what a Simca is. Now, you're telling me earlier, it started as a division of Fiat, basically the French Fiat.
Prior to the Second World War, they made Fiats under licence.
Right.
And their first car was the Simca Sank, which is a Fiat Topolino rebadged.
So they basically just built Fiat Topolinos in France?
Yeah.
But they had Fiat engines, yeah?
I believe so, yeah.
Whereas this is not a Fiat engine, it's a Simca engine.
No, the early Simca thousands came out 62,
yeah.
Till about 68ish,
yeah.
Came with a Fiat derived engine.
So when did they develop their own engine?
For the Simca 1100, the hatchback that came out in 67.
Yeah, right.
And then the rest of the range adopted variations of the same engine.
Now what size engine would this have had when it was built?
A 1294.
But it's bigger than that now, isn't it?
It's had a Demon 1500 engine, well 1442, a bored out 1442.
So it's just bored out to a higher capacity?
No, it's the 1442 came from the front wheel drive Alpine, Horizon and the Matra Bagheera.
Oh right, the Chrysler Alpine.
Yeah, and they turn in the opposite direction to the rear engine cars.
Right.
And so with a bit of jiggery pokery, using the correct cam and everything and all the correct outer bits, we've made a race engine that turns in the opposite direction.
Wow, that's quite cool.
And it's
1500cc.
well, it's near to it's well over the original 1442cc.
Right. So you've got it spinning in the other direction.
Oh yeah, it's a common thing. No, spare engines are now more common for the front wheel drive cars, the clockwise rotating ones.
Yeah.
Than for these.
So presumably you have to use the cam from one of the old anti-clockwise rotators.
That's right, yeah.
Right. Okay.
But we, like the race cams, Kent have done us what sort of a copy,
right,
of a Belgian race cam.
Right. So that's what you've got, is it?
That's what we've got in it, yeah.
You've got twin Webbers on it, is it?
Twin Webbers, yeah.
What sort of power is it making?
I believe towards the 120 mark.
That's quite impressive. And what does this weigh?
Well, this will weigh about 750 kilograms.
So it's quite a nippy little thing.
Yeah. My orange race car turns out the same power from 1294 cc's.
But at much higher RPM.
Yeah, that's got an outrageous cam, no power below about 4,000 revs and revs to the extremes.
Right.
But this has got low down torque.
Okay. And what have you done anything to the brakes or the suspension?
Well, the Rallye 2 came with 4-wheel disc brakes as standard.
Did it really?
And they're up to the job.
That's unusual for a small car of that period, isn't it?
Well, the Bertone coupes they made in the range came with 4-wheel disc brakes right from 62.
Right. That's quite unusual for a small car.
Oh yeah. Well, on the original Bertone coupes, the 4-wheel disc brakes were pointless because they were like the old Volkswagen Carman gear, all show and no go.
What sort of power did they have?
40 bhp from a 1000cc engine.
Right.
Whereas my coupe back at home, 67 onwards, they decided to make it into a sports car and gave it twice the power with a twin, with a 1204 engine with 12 twin choke Solexes.
It's quite a jump, isn't it, in power?
Yeah.
What about a suspension? Have you done anything to this?
It's got SPAX shocks all round.
Right. But this sort of wide cambered stance, that's standard, isn't it?
Well, the Rallye models were set to negative camber to start with.
They were, right.
Yeah, but because the Dragon badge on the front, in the height of the 70s, there was a factory-supported one-make racing series, supposed to be the biggest in Europe.
What, of Simcas?
Of Simcas, yeah.
Wow.
Look on the web and you see 30 or 40 of these hammering around the big circuit.
Mostly in mainland Europe, I imagine.
Mostly mainland Europe. Yeah. It never came over here, that.
Right.
Because I think the reason they didn't sell the Rallye 2 in the UK was pressure from Chrysler UK, because Chrysler owned Simca and the Roots
Chrysler were
Group.
trying to sell Alpines.
Well, no, they were trying to sell hot imps and Avengers.
And it is very much like a sort of French version of an imp, isn't it?
It is, but I like to be patriotic, but these work a ton better. I'll be shocked with the imp Facebook group when they read that.
Yeah, you will. Yeah. So how does it drive? Because obviously there's quite a lot of weight over the. I mean, it's an iron block with an alloy head, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not too heavy.
No. Well, the weight distribution's improved a bit with the rad in the front.
On the rally model. In the front, whereas an imp has it in the back.
All the single car models of the Simca 1000 had it in the back as well.
Oh, did they?
Only the coupes and the Rally 2s and 3s.
So you've got a rad in the front, but there's no sort of air intake. Where's the air getting?
Where the number plate used to be.
And
it works. It's a long, shallow radiator with a plate over the top with a spare wheel on top of it.
Right. And where do the pipes run to get it all
right under the car.
Oh, do they?
And considering they use them for rallying a lot in France,
I was going to say, yeah.
They were, well, I think they must have had skids all the way over them.
Yeah.
They actually cool okay, but they can be a pig to bleed if you get them too hot and get an airlock in.
You have to bleed them at the front at the rad?
No, you have to put the front up on ramps.
Oh, really?
So the radiator's higher than the filler spout down below.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we had a snag just a few minutes ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
In your fan belt.
I over-revved it because this engine can obviously hit revs that...
But that must be a common thing, is it?
It will be. I used to race them in the pre-74 series, and before I found the mods that the French racers use, it was a regular thing bailing out of the race with the fan belt missing.
Well, I think it's time we went for a drive then, Mick.
Oh yeah, no problem at all, yeah.
Thanks. Now it is. Right, here we go then, Mick. Yeah, it's my first time at the Simca. Well, thanks, Mick.
Yeah,
great little car. Lovely to see one. I don't suppose I'll be seeing any more on the way home. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share it with your friends who might like it too. And if you really liked it a little bit more than that, please consider becoming a Patreon member. It starts from just £2 a month, which is, I don't know, a couple of Mars bars, not even that these days. And it would help us keep producing these videos. Thanks very much. See you next time.